What is up, guys? Today we're going to be reading some Entitled Parents stories from r/EntitledParents. Now, a YouTuber called Redditor, I'll link his channel in the pinned comment. He's inspired me to do this, so I thank him. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, you're probably wondering why I called the police on my mother. So, I have an alcoholic and abusive person as a mother. It all starts when I wake up from my nap of that day and my mum starts drunkenly saying, "I want to take your stuff away." I then proceeded to ask, "Why? I've done nothing wrong." She then says, "I am your mother," and then started to say, "I'm going to my room so I can get some space." She says, "No, you're not." Then I continue to lock my door and also barricade my door because I had a feeling that something will happen. I can hear her walking up the stairs, barely being able to walk in the process. And then she started to try and break down my door and threatened to get me arrested while trying to break down my door. After a few minutes, she then threatens me to put her in foster care. She was also trying to kick my door down while lying on the floor. About an hour later, she gives up trying to break my door and she says, "Okay, I'm going to call the police," and walks downstairs. In reality, she didn't call the police department. She then broadcasts on the Google Home, "The police are here," but I didn't hear the front door open or close. So when I get my own back and call the police saying I feel at physical danger with my mother, what I do, and they arrive 5 to 10 minutes later. As soon as the police get here, she tells them I hit hurt and show her the mark, but it was carpet burn she gave herself while trying to break down my door. I then walked downstairs and explained to them the situation and that I didn't hit her at all, but yet she did know I recorded it and showed the police. They believed me and told me to stay away from home for a while, walk about or stay at a friend's for a night. So I walked about or stay at my friend's for a night. So I walked about and turned my phone off because she'd started spamming me with texts. I then chose to stay in my neighbour's house for the night. When I arrived, turns out my mum was there first. She was talking poop about me and said that she didn't try and kick my door down. I then argue with her once again, proving her wrong. Then my neighbours ask her to leave. After that, I go straight to the message of one of my friends saying that I don't want to go home tomorrow. She says we should meet up tomorrow and speak to the head department of the police. We settle on that and I don't go to sleep at all during the night. After that, the next day, me and my friend meet. We sit at the bus station for 1 hour waiting for the bus. But then we think we are waiting too long and then take a taxi to somewhere where we thought was the head office for our city, but we was wrong. We panic and later on find that it was somewhere different in our city. We get her dad to pick us up and drop us off at the station. We then tell them that we want more done about what happened that night, and you can hear them say, "Sorry, we can't do anything. If you can, please leave. Thank you." To us it was a polite F off. Currently it's 10:30 to 3:30 p.m. We then try and find me another place to stay the night and we struggle too. While we are doing this, my mother starts spamming me with text messages and then goes off for a search for me. After a while, she starts trying to force me back home with blackmail. "Come home or I will report you as being kidnapped," and more. We then try and find me another place to stay for the night, and we struggle to. While we are doing this, my mother starts spamming me with text messages and she goes out for a search for me. After a while, she starts trying to force me to come back home with blackmail. "Come home now or I will report you as being kidnapped," and more. Currently it's 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. She then disabled my SIM card so I couldn't make any emergency calls or use data. We then got to my friend's house because she needs to charge her phone. We then start contacting family members. Currently it's 5 to 5:40 p.m. After that, my mum starts making more threats and my friend gets scared because she does not want to get arrested. "Come home by 6 or insert friend will get arrested." We then manage to get hold of my sister and say, You can stay at mine for a few days, but I have to tell social services about everything that's happened. And maybe that you can stay at your dad's. I say yes because it's the last place I want to go is back after many years of abuse I went through at home. Currently it's 5:50 p.m. We then rush to my sister's place and I say thanks to my friend. Me and my sister talk about everything that just happened. After that, she then contacts my social worker and after that my dad. Currently it's 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. After a few days, I then move in with my dad. This is the first time I would have seen in him 10 years. As an adjust to the new place, I'd gained so much freedom. I didn't know what to do with it, but now I'm in a happier home and feel loads better than I did before. If anyone wants to know, my brother is still at my mum's, but he gets the best of my mother. Also, she is still harassing me and I had to file harassment 2 times, but the police did nothing about it. Sorry if this is hard to read. I had to do this on mobile and I'm highly dyslexic. I spent so much time on this, it's unbelievable. Wow! U/MRM Marcus 007. I really hope that you can properly sort out this situation, and I hope that your entitled mother does get arrested. Mum snapped at me and my sister. It's kind of a rant, ha ha ha, but any advice on how to handle this would be appreciated. My mum, 35F, my sister, 24F, and I, 14F, were in the car together, and my mum was pretty annoyed because of the other stuff that happened beforehand. Not really relevant. Basically, my sister goes, I agree with you, but I also think that you should lower your voice because you're yelling at us right now. And my mum screams, proving that point, by the way. Shut up! Is you in Chinese. We just continue in the car ride in silence, and eventually my mum says something else like nothing happened. My sister was being completely reasonable, and she just thought that my mum could maybe work on. My mum had absolutely no reason to tell her to shut up like that. I'm extremely angry but also sad. Can't wait to leave this household for school in 2 weeks. And he got some comments. I'd say that's a bit more of r/relationship advice. But yeah, that is quite a crazy entitled parent. I would imagine though, she probably would be quite stressed, but there was no need to lash out like that. Entitled mother throws a tantrum over masks and gets calmer. So, a bit of backstory. After the high amount of corona cases in Greece, the government made the use of masks everywhere mandatory. The story. I, 13, was with my parents in the supermarket to buy some groceries. Suddenly the Karen with her hex spawns get in, and when she is told she needs to wear a mask, she goes around on how she has rights, yada yada. Then a guy from the government gets into the supermarket from a check that everyone is wearing a mask. He finds the Karen and finds it 150 cents. Anyways, thanks for reading your story. Wow, that certainly is very satisfying karma. Yes, well everybody, thanks for watching this, the first ever episode of the Entitled Parents series on my channel. Thanks for watching, don't forget to click below to subscribe, and have a nice day, and remember, if you see a Karen, well, you'll have to hope that she gets karma. Bye.